Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles, and I welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. Now, we all know that Stephen A. Smith is one of the most outspoken voices in all of sports. And in this particular case, it seems as if he's taken a shot in the direction of LeBron James, and he's really starting to look at him as one of the culprits of some of the struggles that the Lakers are experiencing this season. After the Lakers suffered a loss at the hands of the Charlotte Hornets, we also remember that game. It was also the game where Russell Westbrook scored 30 points in the second half and 5 points in the first half. There were some videos going around the internet where they said Michael Jordan was in total disgust of what happened, in the game, because he felt as if the Hornets were, going to blow the game and lose the game. But whatever the case was, they lost that game. And in that game, LeBron James didn't play the game. Since then, the Lakers played another game against the Atlanta Hawks, and he didn't play that game as well, right? However, Anthony Davis did play that game. So what we want to do here is play some of the comments that Stephen A. Smith had to make about LeBron James and his role in all of this, and then we're going to come back and give you guys our thoughts and really unpack this thing here. So before we go too far, take a listen to some of the comments that Stephen A. Smith had to make. Take a listen to that here.
I have a deep appreciation for the level of eloquence you both just disseminated to the masses. It's very, very nice of you. Y'all are very, very kind. But let me be far, far more direct. The operative word is useless. That's exactly what's applicable here. Over the last 18 games, when LeBron James went on that tier, they were a game above 500. You're now a game under 500. I'm sorry, what has it accomplished? I don't measure LeBron James by numbers. He's a career 27-point-per-game scorer. I trust and rely that what he brings to the table every single night is going to be consistent. But evidently, the level of leadership that was capable of galvanizing folks in the past that led him to 10 trips to the NBA Finals, 4 chips overall, that is completely and utterly non-existent here. And then last night, no disrespect to LeBron James, he actually contributed to it because I don't know about anybody else. But I'm getting sick and damn tired of these players missing these damn games. Now, LeBron James is different. He's a different animal because he doesn't miss many games. But if you're going to miss the game, you got 41 home games. Could you miss one of those? Philadelphia gets to see you once a year, and you got left knee soreness. And the Lakers described it as mild knee soreness. So it's minor, it's mild, but you still missed the game.
You know what, Stephen?
Tired of
that point.
Now, he said a few things. He's actually said a bunch of things, but there are a few things I want to focus on. And it was one of the points that he made, which is the aspect about leadership. A lot of people have been questioning the leadership skills on our channel, right? One of the questions is this, and I keep hearing people say it. The question is, we have been told by the media, right? I'm just paraphrasing some of the thoughts that these people have left, some of our viewers have left. We have been told by the media that LeBron is a great leader and he makes all of his teammates better. But why is it that whenever his teams struggle, his teammates always get blamed? That right there is just a summation of a sentiment that a lot of our viewers have been leaving on our channel. And I think it's a good one because the question is essentially, if LeBron is such a great leader, why are the Lakers performing so poorly? And first of all, I think this is a legitimate question. That I think some of his supporters, which there are going to be many, should try to answer. So if you're a LeBron James supporter, I'm sure you're going to be watching this video, and I'm sure some of you guys are going to be, I'm chomping at the bits to respond to this question here. But as we speak, the Lakers are currently the 9th seed in the Western Conference. They have only won 3 out of the last 10 games that they've played. If this team were a 4th seed in the Western Conference, so many voices in the media will be pushing for LeBron James to be the regular season MVP. Whether it was warranted or not, they'll be pushing for him, right? There'll be other teams, other players doing well, other teams with better records, but for whatever reason, they will be pushing for him. But for the simple fact that the Lakers are 3. They've only won 30% of the last 10 games that they've played, and LeBron has been available. He's been in the lineup for at least 70% of those games because remember, I think he's missed the last 2 or 3 games now, but he's been there for at least 60% of those games. Then I think these people have a legitimate question. They're like, wait a minute, this guy has been playing these games. You guys have told me that this guy is an exceptional leader and he makes his teammates better. So why aren't we seeing the results? So Stephen A. Smith is right to point out, these two major points. Number one, LeBron is the one that put this team together. That is a legitimate point to consider. He is the one. And number two, he is the one that has constantly said and feels as if he's on Michael Jordan's level. I personally think that this team is in jeopardy of missing the playoffs. As we speak, as I said before, they're the 9th seed in the Western Conference. They're behind teams like the Los Angeles Clippers. For the simple fact that the Clippers are even in the playoffs, I think it's a testament to the coaching of Ty Lue, but is also a testament to the ineptitude of the Lakers for not signing him as a head coach when they had the opportunity to. If y'all remember, just 2 years ago, Ty Lue was one of the candidates that the Lakers could have possibly tapped on the shoulder to be the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. They passed on him. Why? Because I think Ty Lue felt disrespected about the contract that they offered him, and they also wanted to pick some of his coaching staff, and Ty Lue said, "The hell with that." Steve Ballmer, Jerry West, and these guys said, "Listen, come across the hallway. We're going to give you the job." And now look at the job that he's doing. I think Ty Lue is arguably one of the best coaches in the NBA. But back to my point. This team is in serious jeopardy of missing the playoffs. And if that happens, if this Lakers team misses the playoffs, I may have to reconsider my all-time standings of where I have LeBron James all-time. Currently, I have him in my top 5. But I may have to reconsider his position in the all-time standings. Why? Because I can't really think of any other top 5 any other top 5 or top 10 player that has had this much help on a single team that didn't make the playoffs. I can understand if you lose in the playoffs or you get to the finals and you lose. Okay, right? But to not make the playoffs when going into the season, they were considered to be the number 2 team with the best odds to win the NBA championship behind the Brooklyn Nets, and you don't make the playoffs, and you have 3 top 75 players on this roster. I don't care if some of them have been here in and out of the line. It doesn't matter. That's an excuse to me. It is a flat-out excuse because there are other teams, again, I point to the Los Angeles Clippers, who have been without their best player for the entirety of the season, and Paul George is about to miss half of the regular season, who's their second best player. So how do you explain that? How do you explain the Clippers being in the playoff picture and the Lakers are the 9th seed? How do you explain it? So I don't want to hear anything about injuries. LeBron has played a considerable amount of these games. Anthony Davis has played a considerable amount of these games. I think Russell Westbrook has played pretty much all the games that the Lakers have had this season, if I'm not mistaken. So there is no good excuse for this. There is no excuse. If the Lakers miss the playoffs, this should be a dent on LeBron's legacy. It should. You know why? Because if they made the playoffs and they went on to win the NBA championship, some LeBron twerkers out there would have came out and said, listen, they would start twerking. You know how they do. They'd be twerking it up. They'd have came out and said, this guy's a GOAT. Hell, they're already saying he's a GOAT now. So imagine if he won the championship. You can't have it both ways. It can't be that the Lakers win the title, he's a GOAT, but he loses. Everybody, let's just bring out our brooms, sweep it under the rug and keep it pushing. No. I think Stephen A. Smith makes the right point to point the fingers, to put the blame in the direction of LeBron James. He's absolutely right, if we're being honest. Now, if we're going to be in our feelings about it, then people can feel another way. But this team, with all of this talent, is the number 9 seed? And, are you kidding me? So my question is, what do you think about the comments of Stephen A. Smith? And what do you think about this situation with the Lakers? And how do you think LeBron's legacy should be viewed if this team misses the playoffs after starting off the season talking all that trash? Yo, they doubted us. People are saying we're old and all of this. Just talking a whole bunch of trash. And now look at the situation. As I said before, I'm going to say it again. It seems as if to me that these players don't care anymore. I think they're all about their stats at this point. That's what the Nick Wrights and these guys are going to be pointing to. Oh, but dude, let's look at his individual stuff. Because that's what we're going to be focusing on, his individual. That's what the season has turned into. So that's what it is for Laker fans. So your season has been reduced all the way down to LeBron's stats. It went from being one of the teams that could possibly win a title to now we're talking about LeBron's stats. It's unbelievable. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, it's just Charles here from Dreamers Pro. Wishing you guys an amazing day and catch you guys on the next episode.